fight, like I already knew, like, going into that fight, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go dog him. Like, I'm gonna go take them belts from him and show the world. That's how you take belts from a champion, because at the end of the day, you don't know how them scorecards gonna look. You know, I basically for him in his own channel, kind of, sort of, because, you know, he Puerto Rican, and that's, New York is a Puerto Rican fan base. So I'm like, I'm gonna be my own 2 judges, and I'm gonna end it on my. After Xander, it would be. Where's Kelly, Fundora, and who else?
That would
Ortiz?
No, that would be it.
Oh, to
have all of the belts.
I will go after I'm victorious June 27th. I'll go with Fundora, Kelly, Fundora, and then Virgil.
That's a nice lineup. But we can't wait till the 27th of June, man. We're gonna be in there front and center.
He's predicting a knockout. Big guy, tough guy.
If y'all want to make money according to his squad, you know what I'm saying, it's your opportunity.
I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Don't miss it, June 26th.
Bro, this career. What he was saying with that is, like, he got caught up. He won, and he fighting in Philadelphia, fighting on TV, fighting on, you know, ESPN, Showtime, all that. And he just got caught up with the, you know, being famous in Philly, being famous with the girls, like, all that, like, and that's what they instilled to me, like, bro, like, listen, like, you could do all that, but, like, bro, just lock in, you know, them girls gonna be there, just stay on task, you know, stay in shape, because you never know when you're gonna get a fight, and that's what I've been doing. I got the blueprint from them, you know, they always, like, give me that little pep talk, you know, here and there, just to keep me focused, keep me on point, because I easily could have did something else, and I could have did whatever, you know, I could have been in the streets, like, anything, you feel me? And they kept me on the right path, and kept my mind right, and that's why I'm here today. So at the end of the day, like you said, it's like legacy for my last name, and not only do I want to put on for myself, but I want to carry my last name for years and years and years, and when I retire.
For myself, I expect to win. You know, we've been training very hard, like I've been telling you, but you know, I think this fight right here will put me in a different stage of my life, you know, because we're a champion already, but I think this can make us a superstar. This fight like this could make us a superstar. Him being a past superstar in his sport, an OG, I guess, you know. But, you know, he's a future Hall of Famer, for sure.
And I don't believe it will happen because the boxing world have a problem at this moment. And the worst thing sometimes is when management commit a mistake. And
Boots and Bozy expressed complete confidence in his skill set, stating that Boots is comfortable regardless of whether he is pressing forward or fighting off the back foot. They emphasized that he is better in every category: jab, hook, speed, and power.
I don't care how he gonna come. It don't matter how he can. Whatever he do, it don't matter. We ready. We ready all the way around the board. Whether he come forward, whether he try to box, whatever. If he stay there, we ready. You know, we ready for every aspect of whatever he got coming on. So, yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable wherever it's at, you know, but I mean, either one, it don't matter. I could be on the back foot, I could be pressing forward. I'm comfortable either way. So he can't do nothing better than me. He can't jab better than me. He can't hook better than me. You're not slicker than me. You're not faster than me. You're not stronger than me. None of that. I'm better than him at every category. And
Boots explains that his move up to 154 pounds happened at the perfect time. He notes that he was staying at 147 pounds primarily to collect titles, but is now comfortable and ready for new challenges in his new division.
I'll do the weight class probably like a year or two ago, and I was only staying down there just to, you know, collect the belts and damn like that, but you know, I was down there playing around, so I just moved up, and I feel like I moved at the right time, perfect time. You know, as you know, we was waiting for the Ortiz fight. They thought that was, you know, go do, but it did. At the next best option, and I called Eddie, and I told Eddie, yo, give me Xander. And he got it, he made it happen for me, you know. Now I'm about to be a 2-weight division world champ, so like, that's everything perfect timing.
During the discussion, Boots mentions that Bud Crawford himself has acknowledged that this is the Boots era. Ennis explains that he has received messages from friends confirming that Crawford has used this phrase, reinforcing Ennis's belief that the momentum in the sport has shifted toward his time to shine.
Hey, this the Boots era. He said it himself. A couple people, my homies, send it to me. He like, yo, he talking about this the Boots era. He know, and yeah, it's just different over here. I'm trying to tell you, it's different over here, yo. it's
with
different.
that.
Jaron Boots Ennis asserts his dominance in the division. He identifies himself as the cash cow of the weight class, claiming that fighters looking to maximize their earnings will have to face him because he is the best in the division. Regarding his tactical approach to the unique style of Sebastian Fundora, Ennis emphasizes that he doesn't need to overthink it. His strategy is to stay in their chest, dog them out, and apply relentless pressure so his opponent has no room to breathe.
Everybody gotta come to me regardless through this weight division. Like I said before, I'm the cash cow of this division. If anybody want to fight, they're gonna make the most money fighting me than anybody else. So I feel like I'm the cash cow of this division, and I'm the best at this division.
What do you think of Fundora's style? It's very unique.
I mean, I don't know. He's just tall. He's tall. Like I said, I don't watch him, so I can't really sit here and like explain. Like when the time come, I'll watch him. But as of right now, I just from this little stuff that I be seeing, it's like he's just a tall pressure fighter. From the stuff that I be seeing.
What do you feel
I could be wrong.
him losing to Keith Thurman, losing to Fundora? What do you feel like Keith Thurman should have did to deal with a guy that tall, since you used to dealing with your guys?
With taller guys, you got stay in their chest. You got to be in their chest. You got to dog them out, and don't let them get no.
Lorenzo Rankin is asked for his thoughts on a potential fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora. He emphatically states that can't nobody beat Boots, declaring him his absolute favorite fighter right now. Rankin praises Ennis for his consistency, noting that he does exactly what he is supposed to do every time he steps into the ring and is the most entertaining boxer to watch.
Orthodox or sofa?
Orthodox. I see you trying. I see what you're doing already. I see what you're doing already.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Crazy, bro.
I'm asking, y'all.
I'm asking. Already, bro.
But
They trying to mess me.
as far as that fight goes, what you think of that, Boots and Fundora?
All day. Can't nobody beat these, bro. I'm Kid. That's like my favorite fighter. That's what sure as my favorite fighter right now. Yeah, I can't think of nobody else, because yeah, he do what he supposed to do in the ring every time. He most entertaining.
Lorenzo Rankin delivers a firm assessment that Sebastian Fundora would be unable to trouble Jaron Boots Ennis. Rankin argues that Fundora lacks the necessary skills to compete, predicting that he would initially try to control the distance but would fall apart once Ennis starts landing clean shots. He believes Fundora would eventually revert to his old habits and ultimately be stopped, dismissively noting that Fundora isn't on the same level as Ennis.
Do you think the height will give him trouble at all?
Well, against Fedora?
Yeah.
No, I don't. He don't even know how to do that. He don't even know how to do it right. He just started using his reach. He like, well, with that fight, I feel like Fundora gonna be trying to control distance a little bit, and once the Boots start catching him, he gonna fall apart and go back to doing what he used to do, and then he gonna get done like, I don't know the Mexican boy name that Min put.
No, he got stopped by Mendoza.
He gonna get stopped. I feel like he gonna get stopped because he's not gonna stay disciplined and control this that whole time. No, I don't see that happening.
One shot or systematic breakdown?
We're gonna get break down. We're gonna get down.
Angry Man podcast his perspective on Jaron Boots Ennis. He explicitly states that he considers Boots to be the most talented, most skilled, and most athletic fighter currently competing in the 154-pound division. He emphasizes that despite any criticisms or external commentary, he firmly believes that Ennis is that guy in the boxing world.
Now enters my guy, Jaron Boots Ennis. Boots, to me, is the most talented fighter currently at 154 pounds. The most skilled fighter, the most talented fighter, the most athletic fighter. All of those.
Angry Man podcast discusses the matchup between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora. He expresses that this will be a significantly tougher fight for Boots than he originally thought. Because of Fundora's height, reach, and high work rate, the host believes Fundora would be able to hit Boots from the outside. To succeed, the host explains that Boots will need to rely on his head movement and defensive skills, such as slipping shots, to successfully get on the inside and land his own punches.
Things I think Jaron Ennis is, despite some of the comments that were made by Tim Bradley about him being a dog and Jaron Ennis is that guy. Man, this is going to be a tougher fight for Jaron Ennis than what I originally thought. Fundora will be able to hit Boots from range. Boots is going to have to really use his head movement, use his defensive skills, slip shots, get on the inside, throw shots to beat somebody like Sebastian.
The Angry Man podcast suggests that a bout between Ennis and Fundora could potentially be the biggest fight in the 154-pound division, even surpassing his previous expectations for a Boots versus Virgil Ortiz matchup. He frames this as a huge challenge for Boots. Despite viewing Ennis as the more talented fighter, he admits to uncertainty about the outcome, noting how Fundora's improved work rate and range control make him a difficult puzzle to solve.
Between him and Sebastian Fundora could be the biggest fight at 154 pounds. I thought it was him and Virgil Ortiz, but I don't know. This fight could be bigger. This is a huge challenge for Jaron Ennis. One day I would love to see him in the ring, and I'm not sure he wins this fight anymore. That work rate, that range, and that kid's getting better. That's scary. That is scary.
Angry Man Podcast reflects on the observation from Boots' father that nobody has truly forced Ennis to display his full range of skills. He believes Fundora is the specific type of fighter capable of drawing those hidden talents out. The host argues that if Ennis goes in and defeats Fundora, he will finally secure the recognition and credit he has been seeking. He concludes by labeling Fundora an enigma and a problem for any fighter in the 154 to 160 pound weight classes.
If Boots fights the way that he's fought in some of his last fights, because I just think he's just been the more talented fighter in the ring, and he'll be the more talented fighter in the ring against Sebastian Fundora. But if he fights the way that he's fought in some of his more recent fights, there could be some real trouble there. He's gonna have to do what his father always says, is that nobody has brought some of those other skills out of him. Sebastian Fundora, I think, is the fighter that will bring some of those other skills out. And I also think Sebastian Fundora is a fighter that if Jaron Ennis goes in there and beats, oh man, he now gets the recognition and the credit that he has been looking for, because he's a problem, man. He's a problem. He's an enigma. He's going to be an issue for any fighter at 154, even 160. So,
Chris Algieri discusses Sebastian Fundora as a challenging opponent, noting that his long reach and improved discipline make him a difficult puzzle to solve. He specifically highlights that Fundora is improving his style, becoming more disciplined, and learning how to effectively use his size. Algieri contrasts this with Fundora's previous approach, noting that he used to take unnecessary risks by allowing opponents to hit him, a habit he successfully corrected during his fight against Brian Mendoza.
To be fully transparent, Virgil's my guy. Okay. Again, Virgil's my guy. I've known Robert Garcia a long time. He's been telling me about him for a long time. And I know Virgil. I like Virgil. So it'd be hard to be unbiased. But Fundora is such a difficult puzzle. He's so long, and he's getting better. He's improving. He's improving. He's learning how to use his size. He's using his jab. He's being more disciplined. He's not taking risks like he used to. Talk about a guy who used to allow people to hit him and then has figured out that he shouldn't do that at the highest level in that Brian Mendoza fight. But since then, he's been very, very good. So, yeah, I can understand why people would see him as the final guy, because, again, with those physical advantages and the way that he's getting better, very, very...
Greg Hackett discusses why he doubts a fight between Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora will happen at 154 pounds. Don't believe this fight happens at 154. Honestly, I don't think Fundora really wants that trouble right now. He talks a great game in his interviews, but from my observation, I don't think he's mentally ready to back that up against someone like Boots. It's going to take him a few more years to truly build that confidence before he's actually willing to sign for that fight.
I don't think it's going to happen at 154. I think it's going to happen at 60. Why? I don't think Fundora wants that trouble at 54. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's so sure of himself. I think it's going to take him a couple years mentally to be really sure of himself. He talk a good game. He do. When he do his interviews, he talk a hell of a game. 30 seconds, he talk a hell of a game, but I don't think this is just me off of my observation. I don't think he pleased with himself just yet to say he gonna fight Boots.
Greg Hackett explains his stylistic comparison for a potential fight between Boots and Fundora. Think of it like a tiger hunting a giraffe. The giraffe tries to use its reach, moving around and doing its thing, but it's tough to keep a predator like that off you. Once a tiger like Boots finds his opening and gets inside, he's going to take control of the fight. It's all about Boots closing the distance to land his shots.
You ever see like when a tiger go after a giraffe and they be working him out? Even though he tall, he be trying a little shit, he be doing a little shit. It's just hard to get the motherfuckers off it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a tiger and a giraffe. One of them type things. Like once Boots get him, then get him.
Porter notes that Boots, Jaron Ennis, appears exceptional on screen because he is incredibly fast, electric, and displays immense power and technical variety. He argues that when a fighter like Sebastian Fundora steps across from you, he acts as another weapon that negates your typical game plan. This forces a fighter to turn off some of the techniques they usually rely on, making the reality of the fight much different from the highlight reel.
Let's just for the sake of the analogy, it's like, you see, and we'll use Jamie Foxx as an example. That's my guy. Mm-hmm. So let's say Fox is one thing on screen, and then off screen, he's a completely different person. You just don't know, So on screen, Boots looks like he's supposed to beat Sebastian Fundora because he's so fast, because he's so electric, because he's shown tremendous power, because he's shown so many different movements and techniques, and everything jumps off the screen when it's Boots Ennis. But then when you got, like I always like to say, another weapon standing across from you, negating some of the things you do, forcing you to turn off some of the stuff you do.
Coach Bredman sees a potential early stoppage for Jaron Boots Ennis against Sebastian Fundora. He argues that at 6'6", Fundora is simply too large a target for a sharpshooter as precise as Boots. While Bredman respects Fundora's heart and reach, he points to a glaring defensive vulnerability, a lack of head movement and limited anticipation. Because of these flaws, he expects Boots to capitalize, turning this matchup into a brutal, high-paced war that could end before the later rounds.
Fundora's good in the inside too.
I think Boots, people are not going to like this, right? I think Boots could get Fundora out there early. Because I think that stylistically, Fundora is too big of a target. And you give a sharpshooter like that a big target, he's going to be able to hit him anywhere. He's not going to be able to miss him. Boots those real good looping shots. Fundora's using his jab more, and he's using the distance more, but he still can't move his head. Nobody 6'6" can move their head. You know, that was the thing about Xander that I was trying to tell you, Mills. I said, bro, we keep talking about Boots defense. Xander don't move his head. Xander moves his feet. He don't move his head. His head snaps back.
But I said that in our interview. I said that
and I'm like, oh, man.
While Coach Bredman acknowledges Sebastian Fundora's threat on the inside, he notes that Fundora's reaction speed is a clear vulnerability. He stresses that Boots must stay at the top of his game, avoiding the temptation to lean back or drop his hands, habits that could prove fatal against such a tall opponent. If Boots keeps his discipline and fires back with precision, Bredman remains confident that he can navigate the pocket and neutralize Fundora's unique reach advantage.
Yes. So I think that Fundora like it on the inside, but he's a little slow with his reaction time. He's a big target. Call me crazy, but I think Boots gets him out of there early. I don't even think he gets to that. I think it looks like Hagler Hearns. Just a brutal, a fight of the ages.
I like it. I like it. Getting into some of these super chats here. We got here the first.
Coach Bredman envisions a clash between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora as a potential Hagler Hearns style war. He highlights a side of Boots that fans rarely see, a mean, sadistic edge that would be required to navigate the ring against Fundora's unique size and style. Because Fundora is such a dangerous opponent, Bredman insists there is no room for games. He believes this fight would be an absolute collision, demanding total focus and aggression from Boots to come out on top.
He has a very unique skill set because he's 6'6" with a jab and he has heart. But we got to remember, Fundora was knocked out brutally by Brian Mendoza. Like, that really happened. Everybody wants to act like it didn't happen, but it happened. And I think Boots, I'm not sure. I think Boots stopped Fundora within like 3 rounds, like on some Hagler Hearns, just brutality. Yeah, I think he's just too big of a target. And I'm telling you, Mills, Boots is mean. He's a mean dude. He doesn't act like it. And because he don't talk shit, everybody think that, like, he's not. He's a mean little sadistic type of dude that like want to beat on you and hurt you. And I think you got to be like that with Fundora because you can't play with him.
Bredman Edwards explains the unique physical challenge Sebastian Fundora poses to any opponent. He emphasizes that Fundora is an anomaly in his weight class, standing 6 feet 6 inches tall with an 80-inch reach. Because of these extreme dimensions, Bredman notes it is virtually impossible to find effective sparring partners who can replicate that size and style. He points out that most fighters at 154 pounds are much shorter, and relying on sparring with heavier athletes or just one specific fighter, Mike Fox, isn't enough to prepare for a fighter who is truly that tall, mean, and battle-tested.
Fundora is the toughest fight because where do you find 6'6" southpaw sparring with an 80-inch reach? Where do you find that at? You know what I mean? Like, everybody hires Mike Fox, but there's only one of him. You know what I mean? Like, where do you find that?
Everybody goes to Fox. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Where do you find that? Like, a tall southpaw was like 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1". Fundora is 6'6" in boxing shoes. Where do you find that at? With a jab, with an uppercut, with a hook. He's mean, he's battle tested, great conditioning, and he's improving in front of our eyes. So that might be, you know what I mean? The fact is, Virgil was right-handed, about 5'9", 5'10". You could find 20 sparring partners they may not be better than him, but he can give you what he gives you. It's hard to find something for Fundora. You have to get heavyweights or cruiserweights to spar you, literally, because junior middleweights and middleweights don't walk around at 6'6".
Breadman Edwards breaks down the strategic blueprint for Jaron "Boots" Ennis against the unique physical profile of Sebastian Fundora. Because Fundora is an anomaly at 154 pounds, standing 6 feet 6 inches with an 80-inch reach, Breadman insists that playing the outside game is a non-starter. Instead, he emphasizes that the only effective approach is for Boots to stay aggressive, force his way inside, and dog Fundora throughout the fight. By closing the distance and working from the mid-range and inside, Ennis can neutralize the reach advantage and dictate the pace of the battle.
The game plan is a little bit easier because he's so tall. He got to just, you know what I mean? He got to dog him. He going to have to dog him. And believe it or not, Hines, sometimes the more difficult fight is the fight where you have to pick which game plan to execute. Because Virgil, he can outbox Virgil, in my opinion, right? But somebody else may say, you know what? Virgil's a come forward fighter, and Boots pushes him back, then the fight's over with. That's another way of looking at it. You know what I mean? It's more than one way to skin a cat. So then Boots' dilemma is, do I box him or do I push him back or do I do a little bit of both? With Fundora,
Breadman Edwards breaks down his predictions for 2 potential high-profile matchups for Jaron "Boots" Ennis. Regarding Sebastian Fundora, Breadman anticipates an explosive, action-packed shootout, noting that the fight would likely be intense but brief, favoring an early-round stoppage victory for Boots. In contrast, he envisions the matchup with Virgil Ortiz Jr. as a much longer, more grueling test of skill. Breadman believes this contest would be fundamentally more tactical and competitive, with Ennis eventually breaking down Ortiz to secure a stoppage in the later rounds, specifically projecting a finish around round 9 or 10.
Try to bomb Fundora out. So picking which game plan, it sometimes, as crazy as it sounds, you know, when you have more options, you have more decision anxiety. You have more, you know what I mean? That creates that. That's something that Nazim taught me. One of the first and most memorable lessons that I had as a boxing trainer. Nazim was telling me, like, sometimes, man, it's easier to deal with a guy where you know his style he has to fight. It's a little bit harder when you got to pick and choose what style to fight. So I think with Virgil, that's what makes the fight a little difficult, because there's going to be a lot of people that say Boots can outbox him. Then there's going to be people that say, man, just back him up. He can't fight backing up. And then Boots' temperament, he's going to have to figure out what he wants to do. But I like Boots in both fights. I think that Virgil is like a longer, grueling kind of fight where Boots stops him later in the fight. I say 9-10.
Bozy Ennis explains how to defeat taller opponents like Sebastian Fundora. He emphasizes that you must break their rhythm by forcing them to move or come toward you, rather than just playing into their preference of having opponents walk forward into them. By switching up your approach and doing what they don't expect, you can effectively set up your shots and disrupt their typical game plan.
Make them do stuff that they normally don't do, because most of the guys is tall and box. They normally don't have to move and come after nobody. The guys normally come to them. So you gotta switch up sometime. Make them come to you and set them up. You know what I mean? Even though you're supposed to box your way in and go to the body and the head, sometimes you gotta switch it up though. You know what I mean? You can't be doing what they think you're gonna do. Do stuff that they don't think you're gonna do. You know what I mean?
That makes sense, because everybody likes to come forward on those guys.
Exactly.
So that's the style that they're normally used to going up against.
And I like guys when they come to me, because I set the shots up when they coming to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, come to me, put this shit together. You know what I mean? I like fighting guys like that.
Keith was a big puncher at 147.
Right.
Hasn't had knockouts in a while.
Yeah.
We've seen Fundora hit the deck before.
Right.
We've seen Fundora stop. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So do you try to set up the one shot, or do you...
Bozy Ennis discusses how long breaks from the sport can actually benefit a professional fighter. He explains that extended periods away from the ring allow a fighter's body to properly heal, recover, and relax. Ennis notes that this downtime is crucial because it relieves the athlete from the constant, grueling physical demands of daily training, running, and intense camp preparation, giving the body the necessary time it needs to rejuvenate.
Sometimes does a layoff help you as a fighter?
Sometimes it does. The longer you lay off, you know what I mean? Your body gets to heal much better, and you get to relax your body much more. You know what I mean? You know, you don't have to worry about getting up training and running and all that stuff. And your body needs that sometimes.